Friends, welcome to our Bible study. Wait for some people to get on here. I am Pastor Jason Perry with Patriot Crusader Mission and Patriot Crusader Mission Church. It's the same thing, same entity, just we have a church that's also a mission. Here in Johnson City, Tennessee, and digitally everywhere. I appreciate you joining me for God's Forge, which is basically us going through God's holy book, the Bible, and Him forging us into who He wants us to be. We are on day 8 of this study now, and we are Noah and his family and all the critters are all shut up on the ark, and it's been raining and the sky opened and the deep opened for 150 days. All right. The waters prevailed on the earth for 150 days. So we're about to get to the part where, God recreates the earth per se. And we're going to talk about that. And it's very similar to how we did it the first time. COVID update on us. Good morning, Claudia. Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Lauren. Lauren is pretty much out of it. Again, I'm feeling slightly more achier and run down today, but that could be that little baby Anya is not sleeping at all and has like the worst colic I've ever even heard of. And so, so we're struggling right now. So I put up a prayer request in the small group for healing of baby Anya. If you guys could lock shields around us with that and pray with us, many of you have. You can just click in there and say, I prayed with, or I prayed for Jason and Lauren, and for patience and for us to get some rest. We're really, we're in the red zone right now as far as that, just with this perfect storm of COVID and having a baby, and then that baby being an extremely difficult child right now. So baby B is doing great. She is very well adjusted to this. I mean, she's acting out slightly, but she is, hey, thank you. But I hope you guys have been enjoying the Bible study. The views on it keep growing, which is great. Linda, good to see you. When we last left off, God had just opened up the heavens and the deep, and Noah shut him up in the ark, and the waters prevailed on the earth for 150 days. So let's get into this, and we'll go from there. Picking it up in 8. But God remembered Noah and all the beasts and all the livestock that were with him in the ark. And God made a wind blow over the earth, and the waters subsided. The fountains of the deep and the windows of the heavens were closed, and the rain from the heavens were restrained. And the waters receded from the earth continually. At the end of 150 days, the waters had abated. And in the 7th month, and on the 17th day of the month, the ark came to rest on the mountain of Ararat. And the waters continued to abate until the 10th month. And in the 10th month, on the first day of the month, the tops of the mountains were seen. And at the end of 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ark that he had made and sent forth a raven. It went to and fro until the waters were dried up from the earth. And he sent forth a dove from him to see if the water had subsided from the face of the ground. But the dove found no place to set her foot. She returned to him to the ark, for the waters were still on the face of the whole earth. So he put out his hand and took her and brought her into the ark with him. He waited another 7 days and again sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came back to him in the evening, and behold, in her mouth was a freshly plucked olive leaf. So Noah knew the waters had subsided from the earth. Then he waited another 7 days and sent forth the dove and she did not return to him anymore. In the 600th, in the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried off the earth, and Noah removed the covering of the ark and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. In the second month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth had dried out. Then God said to Noah, "Go out from the ark, you and your wife and your son and your sons and your sons' wives with you. Bring out with you every living thing that is with you, all the flesh, birds, animals, every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, that they may swarm on the earth and be fruitful and multiply on the earth." So Noah went out, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him. Every beast, every creeping thing, and every bird, everything that moves on the earth went out by families from the ark. God's covenant with Noah. And Noah built an altar to the Lord and took some of every clean animal, some of every clean bird, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And when the Lord smelled the pleasing aroma, the Lord said in his heart, "I will never again curse the ground because of man. For the intention of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I ever strike down every living creature as I have done. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease." All right. So, hey, Melissa, it actually has your name on it today. Good morning, Patty. Um, so again, you see God recreating the earth again, right? The waters cover the earth just like in the beginning, and then the wind disperses the water, which is the spirit. And and God gets back to doing what God does best, creating. And it's kind of really cool when you look at it that way. That's part of why God repeats himself over and over and over again throughout the Bible, and the things that he does. That's why when I come across some of the newer Christianity things where they are making God do something that he hasn't done throughout all of history in the Bible before, um, I, I tend to think that's not who he is. But God can do whatever he wants, right? He's God. He can make anything. He can do anything. He can put a bunch of animals and put them to sleep in an ark. He can make them all behave. He can do anything. He's God. Um, I'm telling you that this regional theory that I've been exploring a little bit is very interesting, and I think that people should consider looking at that. It doesn't mean the Bible's inaccurate at all. Same word is used. It's land. Hey, Ace, good to see you. And we're about to tomorrow. We're going to get into the rainbow, and I'll do we'll talk about how the rainbow has been abducted and how it's been put and stolen from God to mean something that it does not mean, and that's what we really need to reclaim the rainbow, right? That's God's rainbow, not the LGBTQ, XYZ, elemental P, ABC, whatever the heck they are now, right? So, again, pretty simple story this morning. Not a lot to really to dive down into other than God repeating himself. As far as everything else, like I said, we're making it. Just keep praying for us. For you guys who are in this group who aren't a part of the social board yet, remember on Thursday is our small group night. You don't have to have gone through the forging to join the small group in PCM. Okay. I created a room. You can come in there. It's 9:00 on Thursday night. If you want to come in there, we'll do praises and prayers, and we'll talk about the studies and everything else, and answer any questions. So I would love to see you guys in that small group, and we're going to keep it open until it becomes too big and too unwieldy, which I don't think it's going to take a while for that to happen. I'm really looking forward to the Hope Report today. We've got another miracle coming up at 1:00 today. And then tonight we have Pastor Joel back for Biblical Life Support tonight at 9 p.m. on Christian Warrior Talk. So full day today. And so we'll see you guys out there, and we'll see you back here tomorrow to reclaim the rainbow. All right. So God bless you. Please share this if you find this useful. Again, this is a super short one. We're going to have these, and that's great. All right. Love you. Bye.